Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chuck Williams, and it is my privilege to host the Cepeda Monday Night Zoom presentation. Tonight, we have a very special guest. We'll begin to that in just a minute, but before we do, I want to go through some really important housekeeping issues, the first of which is this disclaimer. In this statement, we actually just make two disclaimers. Number one is about the compensation plan. There are no guarantees. You can go to isagenixearnings.com and learn all about the details, including the average earnings. Also on this page, you'll notice that we have the disclaimer for the health and wellness. We have an expert on the line tonight, in my opinion. Joanie is a nurse, and she brings a lot of experience. We're going to talk a little about the products tonight, but we are not going to guarantee to cure, treat any kind of disease or anything like that. We will tell you one thing, and it's not a but, it's just a fact. When you put these good nutritional products in your body can then become the miracle. For more about the product, you can go to isagenixhealth.net. And there's clinical research and other things there for you. These are a few pictures of yours truly. That was me on the left. And I'd actually gone from the one on the left to the one in the middle on a fairly regular basis throughout my life. But as I got into my 50s, it got harder and harder to lose that grandpa belly fat there. And so I had the big belly, and I wanted to get rid of it. Found Isagenix and was able to shed 23 pounds in a very short period of time. Was so excited. I went from a 38 down to a 34 waist. Was feeling great, but I was kind of skinny with no muscle there in the middle. Then I went to a company function, and I saw a gentleman, Randy Peters from Hawaii, on stage competing in our Ice Body Challenge, and I saw how he had gone from a skinny guy to a guy who was well-built. And so he was 61 years old on stage, and at the time I was in my mid-50s. I'm currently 58 years old, and I saw him do that, and I said, you know what, if he can do it, I can do it. And that's a lot of what this is about. It's other people have gone before us. They've gotten great results, and if they can, we can. So that's what I did. It's transformed my body, and there's a lot of people that will watch this presentation tonight, and there's a lot of reasons you're here. I'm part of a networking group on Wednesday mornings where I meet with about 50 different business owners in my community. We share leads with one another. We help each other in business, and everybody's got different reasons for wanting to be healthy. Here we are wrapping up the 2019 year, getting ready to look forward to 2020, which is going to be a phenomenal year for all of us. And different people have different reasons for wanting to look at better health in 2020 and the balance of this year. These are just a few. At the top of the list, you see the cardiovascular. You see the weight loss and management, energy, brain function, digestive health. You know, as I go down this list, Isagenix has solution products for every single one of these situations. We are the solution people are looking for. Now, tonight we're going to talk about 4 different categories of product, basically. As you'll see on the screen, you have the weight loss in the top left. You got the performance on the top right. You got healthy living, which we also call vitality. And then you got energy on the bottom left. And then the essential oils in the middle, which has been a nice complement. And we're going to show a couple new products tonight. But I will tell you this. It's a well-rounded, balanced product line. I would not want to have to choose any one of these 4 categories here because my wife and I actually use everything on this page. It's absolutely transformed our life, and I wouldn't want to be without any of them. If I had to pick one, it'd probably be the vitality. At 58 years old, I want to live the second half of my life very strong and energetic and enjoy my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren. And so if I had to choose one of the 4, it'd be the vitality. But thank God I don't have to choose. We get to enjoy all of the products that Isagenix has available. Now, these solutions are backed by science. There's a good friend of mine, Daniel Parton, runner-up to the Ice Body Challenge a few years ago. And, you know, the company's backed by science. It's not some snake oil or anything like that. These products are meeting needs. We've got the top scientists in their field working on these different categories. And Isagenix is not a Me Too company. We are setting the trends when it comes to health solutions. Now, tonight, I am privileged to have one of my favorite guests online. Asked her a few weeks ago if she could join me, and this was the first time I can get on my calendar, so I'm really glad she's here tonight. Joanie, I want you to start out by sharing your story, and I want you to share 2 perspectives for us tonight. One, I want you to share as a mom, you've seen your children get involved in this, both for the products and the business. They've had phenomenal success. So as a mom, kind of share your perspective as a mom, and then backtrack from that a little bit and tell us as a nurse. And they'll kind of intermingle, but let's hear your story. And ladies and gentlemen, this is Joanie McLeod. Joanie, welcome.
Thank you, Chuck. It is an honor to be a part of this team and to be on this Zoom call. And yes, I'll cover those things as I share my story, because it actually is a vital part of my story. About 10 years ago, I started this change of life weight gain, and I was really stumped because nothing had changed but the clock. My exercise, my lifestyle, my eating habits, none of that changed, Chuck. And yet I was gaining 5 to 7 pounds a year and couldn't figure out how to stop this pattern. So when you see that middle picture there, that is, that was in 2013. And so what happened was, after 3 years of gradually gaining this weight, and I was up 19 pounds, I decided I was going to nip it. So I tried numerous things, which I'll probably touch on later. But I was so discouraged, so skeptical, jaded, cynical, pouty, because nothing worked. In walks my daughter, at the time, 19 years old, from college, talking about this nutritional system. So my mama antennas went up. And here's what they were. Is this a scam? Is she getting ripped off? Is this even good for you? Is she still eating real food? What is this stuff? I didn't tell her those things, but I watched very closely, because it certainly wasn't going to help me. And I was just hoping that this journey wouldn't be too long before she learned the hard way. Well, I was wrong on every front. And I noticed that she was rearranging her grocery budget. She was still eating fork and knife food. She was more vibrant than she had been in 5 years. And here's the thing, Chuck, she didn't have any weight to lose. She wanted energy as a 19-year-old, former athlete, nursing student. Well, after 3 months, I could not deny the change I saw in her. And that's what got my attention. So she cornered me in the kitchen right over here in December 2013. So I started in January of 2014. And she said, Mom, it's time. Just put it in your body. And I tell you what, in 4 days, everything started waking up on the inside. In 2 weeks, my sleep was better. My energy was better. I didn't know, Chuck, that I was foggy. You know how when you turn the defrost on your car and you go, oh, wow, I should have done that 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago. Well, I didn't know I was foggy, because now I was so clear. And it wasn't even a scale issue at that point. Here she is back at school 2 hours away. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm never going to stop putting this in my body. I don't know what this stuff is, but my body loves it. And after 3 months, the 19 pounds that I had gained and couldn't get rid of fell off, melted off. And that's when the nurse in me was stumped. And I thought to myself, I need to understand this. Why did this work? How did this work? Who started this company? Why did they start this company? How come the whole world doesn't know about this? So that's when I began looking into the science behind Isagenix, and I was floored, because I didn't even do an A+ job. And with the other things I had tried, I was determined, and I did an A+ job, and I got nowhere. So it's coming up on 6 years. Can you believe that?
It goes fast. So, Joanie, let's spend the next few minutes and just kind of walk our guests through some of the different products that Isagenix has available. This first one is the Isolene Shake. It's the #1 selling product of Isagenix. It also recently became the #1 meal replacement shake in the world, passing Herbalife. Tell us a little about this shake and why it's so good.
Wow. Well, I had that very question, because we all know there are hundreds of shakes out there. So what sets Isagenix apart, these Isolene shakes, is the sourcing and the processing. They are sourced largely from New Zealand, where insecticides, pesticides, etc., aren't allowed in the country. And the cows are grass-fed, not grain-fed. They're not hormone injected. They're not antibiotic injected to make them clean. They're free of all of that. And then John Anderson even got his own patent on the processing. So these shakes are processed with a cold membrane extraction, simply meaning they're not pasteurized. So you don't kill the good with the bad. And as a result, the nutritional profile on these shakes are 10 years ahead of everything else out there. They're phenomenal.
Good stuff. This next slide is about our Cleanse for Life. In the UK, we call it Nourish for Life. A lot of people have a misconception when they hear the word cleanse. It really relates to intermittent fasting. And once you've experienced this, you don't want to live without this. It just wakes you up. So why don't you share a little about this product here?
Right. The Cleanse for Life is an aloe vera based botanical, and it has, among other things, it's nourishment actually. And among other things, it has some enzymes in it that convert fat soluble toxins to water soluble so they can be released in the bloodstream and filtered out the bladder. It's nothing colon. It is like scrubbing your cells. And what I love about this product, Chuck, is that everyone needs it. It's like, the shakes and the other parts of our system put high octane fuel in the Ferrari. The Cleanse for Life is cleaning all your filters, and that's why our high performance athletes love it, because it's going to impact. They don't have weight to lose, but they want to increase their performance, right? And if you never tune up your Ferrari, if you never change the filters, etc., then it's not going to run efficiently in the way it was designed. This Cleanse for Life, I love it.
Very good. I love that. Now, this next product is Isagenix Supreme. And again, why don't you share a little about this amazing product here?
Well, this product is full of adaptogens. A lot of us call it liquid gold. It actually does a multitude of things for the body, but 4 of my favorites are the way it impacts oxidative stress on every cell in the body. So if you're jacked up and you need to be calmed down, it'll do that. If you're sluggish and you need a boost, it'll do that without revving your heart or anything like that. It also helps with brain support. It boosts the immune system, and we all need that. We know we need that. And one of my favorite things that it does is this Isagenix Supreme increases the absorbability of the gut. And that's part of the reason why we talk about synergy with Isagenix. These products all complement each other. Yes, they are phenomenal isolated, but you put them together and it's undeniable the changes that happen.
Well, those are 4 of our key core products. I want to spend a little time on this next core product, and it's the Isagenix. As I mentioned earlier in my presentation, we don't have to choose one category over the other, but if I had to choose one product of all of them, I believe this would be the one I would make sure got into my body. Tell us a little about the Isagenix and why it's special.
Well, it's very cutting edge. And we have the best of the best scientists, biochemists, all of that. Dr. Bill Andrews and John Anderson collaborated. This helps with the support of our telomeres, which you see the diagram. Everybody has, their body is full of chromosomes. So telomeres are like the end caps of those chromosomes. Think of your shoelace and how you have that aglet on your shoelace so that it won't fray. Well, this product is so phenomenal. It actually supports every chromosome in the body. And as a result, it slows down the effects of aging and time and weathering. It kind of reverses things. So it is full of antioxidant vitamins, but I love that it is so cutting edge to longevity and health for everyone, not just people who are our age, Chuck.
Absolutely. Very great. Now, this next slide has some of our amped products. And I would have to say that the one thing that's really opened my eyes and Isagenix are these products right here since I've got involved. I really had no awareness of them when I first got started. I got started primarily and only just to lose some body fat. And then as I started to see Randy Peters and others have phenomenal success in like the Ice Body Challenge and start to get turned on to these amped products, it's really become a major part of my wife and I's life. Why don't you share a little about this in general? You don't have to go through each specific product, but just why our products are so special when it comes to performance line.
Yeah. And Chuck, I could easily talk about each one of these, but I won't. I have been an avid runner for over 40 years. And I have seen such an impact in my performance and my recovery using these products. One of the things I love about our Amped line is that Isagenix cares so deeply about not only their personal integrity, but also the health and wellness of all of our product users, even athletes, whether they're weekend warriors or high performance athletes. And so Isagenix has invested in informed sport certification, which is huge because you have the World Anti-Doping Association that oversees, the efficacy and the purity of what athletes are using, right? And so informed sport certification is really the highest level of certification that a company can invest in, because these products are tested every single batch. They're not simply tested monthly or quarterly, and those satisfy the water requirement. But Isagenix has taken it up a notch to where it's the highest level of certification that you could have, so that our athletes all know they are fine. They are going to be fine using all of these products.
Last week we had Joe Ames on, the two-time CrossFit champion of the world, and he was sharing how important that was in his life, as other contestants have been disqualified for illegal substances. He doesn't have to worry about that using our Amped line. This next group of products is our essential oils. Even though we just added them about a year ago, I guess, they've already become a key component in our arsenal of good health. You want to share a little about the essential oils?
Well, I am growing in my understanding of the power of essential oils, and I love that Isagenix is about continuing to evolve and grow in the health and wellness realm with what consumers need and want, and the quality of our essential oils is the best of the best. That's what Isagenix standard is. So I love these. This time of year, I end up using the Defense Shield and the Airway a lot with the winter months upon us. And it's just been such a cool thing to see how Isagenix isn't stuck on one product, one avenue. We truly are about impacting world health, and people who know about essential oils, I love learning from them and using these more and more in my own life.
This next slide, I've been sipping on this throughout our presentation today. It's called BIA, and Jessica Johnson had a post on her Facebook page over the weekend. It said E-shot or BIA, like there was a choice. And I'm like, well, a lot of people were saying both. I was saying BIA's for me. But have you had a chance to try this new product, and what are some things you like about it?
I have, Chuck. I have. I really like it, and I tell you, it stands for, those who don't know, it stands for Botanical Energy Adaptogens. So that is what it is. It's botanical energy. It's going to turn Red Bull and these other energy drinks that are not good for us upside down. One of my favorite parts about this association with BIA is Dr. Joshua Plant, and his motivation to give us and the world the best of the best is his own wife and 4 children. And I tell you, to know that we have that caliber of brilliance on our behalf with a product like this, it's amazing. I love it. And the funny thing is, I'm not a soda or a pop person. I'm not a carbonated beverage person, but I have really been enjoying the BIA. And part of that is because I know that it's good for me. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't know if there's a disclaimer on how many you should have in a certain period of time, but our Super Saturday this past weekend, we were serving BIAs, and I had a few too many to say the least. So
yeah,
I got to watch my drinking problem here with the BIAs. They're awesome. This
have
next
you,
slide. Go ahead.
well, I was just going to ask, have you happened to use it before a workout? And if so, have you noticed, or do you?
Definitely. I definitely noticed it's not jittery type energy. It's just a surge of feeling good, really. My wife Diane used it before she plays tennis, and she says it's really helped her game, just giving her more mental clarity. And this product right here that I just pulled up, the CBD oil, also, we're hearing great things about it. Again, I didn't get a chance to talk to you before our presentation, but have you had a chance to use this and learn much about it yet? It's brand new.
I have had a chance to use it, and I love, part of it is who I am, part of it is being a nurse, but whether I feel like I have a huge need for something or not, when Isagenix comes out with it, I'm going to get it, I'm going to try it, I'm going to use it because I trust Isagenix that much. And I do have friends on my team that are so grateful for this, what it has done for them in terms of ailments and discomfort and better sleep and just a myriad of things. And again, Isagenix isn't going to compromise. You see, this is full spectrum CBD, not broad spectrum. They're taking all of the parts of the hemp plant that are going to give you the most effectiveness and efficacy of this in their product. They're not going to dilute it at all. So yeah, have you had some experience with it too?
Yes, we bought it when it became available, just like you. We like to try the things. And the thing you mentioned is we have such confidence when Isagenix brings something to us that we know it's been tested and vetted and we know it's good for us. And so, yeah, it's been just amazing results. I know Diane's hip was bothering the other day, and she rubbed some on her hip, and almost instantly her hip quit hurting. Again,
Wow.
we're not claiming it cured anything, but we just know that it was hurting and then it wasn't. And so just a lot of neat stories, people rubbing on their feet and a lot of different uses. This last slide basically just sums it up here, and it tells you we've got over 160 products and growing. Like she said, Dr. Plant has just been an amazing addition to the team, and the pace in which we innovate and add products is growing rapidly. I'm looking forward to NYKO and see what's announced there. But if you want to learn more about our products, simply go to isagenixhealth.net. Joanie, before I let you go, and I really do appreciate you being on tonight, as always, getting a lot of great comments, and you're doing a great job. But if you wouldn't mind, before I go through the company and how to make the money to at least pay for your products, I'm going to wrap this call up with that. But would you mind sharing some of the success your children have had with this business? Because I know your son, for example, if I'm not mistaken, is actually on the advisory board of Isagenix now, and just tremendous success. Would you mind bragging on your children a little bit?
Well, I'm grateful every single day that my daughter was persistent and cared enough to say what she did to me. And then to watch how she has continued to have residual income, even as she is pursuing more in her own education. And then, yes, with James and Audrey, it's been amazing. They have such a heart for people and such a heart to serve people. They are continually surrounding themselves with mentors and just all the things that I have hoped and prayed for our kids. And to watch them in their late 20s to be growing so much personally and as their team grows. And now they're leading the way. And so here recently, it was actually back in June, James was asked to be, as you mentioned, on the field advisory board. And my understanding is they choose 6 each year to be a part of that. And the fact that he is the youngest member, it shows that Isagenix cares about the future. The field advisory board isn't full of people our age, Chuck. It is a variety. And so, yes, they see the value of the millennials and what those minds and pursuits can bring. And the other thing is, I tell people, I birthed the kid, and here he and Audrey were in 2018, the 267th millionaire in the company. And I'm going, wow, this is so fun, because I know, yes, I'm proud as a mom, but I also know, because I've been a part of this family and this community, I know that truly is simply a reflection of the number of lives they have impacted. It really is. You and John and others know what I'm talking about. It's a reflection of that. So I'm truly grateful and so very humbled.
Well, we're very proud of you because you don't get children like that without great parents. So you and your husband did a great job. So thank you for all you've done, and continued success to you and your family. Thanks for being our guest tonight. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to wrap up here in the next 5-6 minutes, maybe 7, and just share with you how to get your products paid for. You may be here and you may have watched this whole thing just to hear from a nurse, a mother, successful, and that's awesome. But you need to know that there's a way to get your products paid for, and the person who invited you on this call has an interest in helping you do that. How cool is it to get all these great nutrition products and get them paid for? And if you've been with Isagenix for a while and you're watching this presentation and you're like, I'm still not getting my products paid for, it's never too late to get started. You simply become an associate. You simply go in your back office. There's no charge to do that. You sign to become an associate. That transitions you in the eyes of the company from a customer to an associate. Again, no charge to do that. Once you've done that, you get 2 customers, one on your right, one on your left. These 2 customers can buy any of the products Joanie and I went through, any of the products. As long as they do 100 BV, you're a consultant. And that's really the cornerstone of this compensation plan, is becoming a consultant. And then the next step after you become a consultant is to help other people that you introduce to Isagenix also become a consultant. Literally, I could talk about the comp plan for 45 minutes to an hour. It is one of the most incredible comp plans. In fact, I believe it is the best overall compensation plan in the network marketing space. And it's phenomenal. But the core of it is what we just talked about. You becoming a consultant. So right now, if you're listening to my voice and you're a guest and you're just getting started, you may just want to be a customer. Be a customer, just refer a couple customers. Think about this not as a network marketing business or anything like that. Think about it as your grocery store. And now you've got a way to get your groceries online through your own store and earn some referral bonuses for doing it. And so in this example, you simply want to share this with a couple friends. Those friends start buying the product. They buy it online. You don't inventory this. They buy it from the company. They pay the company. You just get a commission for turning them on to it using your ID number. It's that simple. And then you offer them the same opportunity to get their products paid for that you had. They share with a couple people. And that simple activity right there, if you share, they share, depending on the pack the person buys, could range anywhere from a little over $500 to $1,000 in commissions for you. That's exciting. Think about the people going into the holidays right now that could use an extra $500 to $1,000. This is, without a doubt, the best time of the year to be sharing Isagenix. And if you're a guest listening to this and it's the end of 2019, you just heard about this at the best time possible, because in January, February, and March, that's the core peak season for the company. 60% of all Isagenix new customers come in those 3 months, January, February, March. So if you're brand new, your timing is perfect. And so I want to encourage you, you share, they share, earn a minimum of $500 up to $1,000 or more based on the product introduction bonuses that your people get. Now, this next slide, and it's going to be the last one we talk about the compensation plan. Please don't let the complexity of this confuse you, because it really is simple if you think about it. You only have 2 teams, a right team and a left team. Unlike other businesses that I've been involved in where I personally enroll a whole bunch of people and they literally become my competition and they're all in competition with each other. In Isagenix, you're working as a team. Your right team's working together, your left team's working together, and the volume that you create literally can help one another, not just one individual person. We're not giving away enrollments, but we're placing them on the same team, therefore helping the people before the one we just enrolled. Now, when you're looking at this, again, the person invites you. I'm going to share a couple details here, but it's really simple once you do understand it. You're going to get paid down through infinity. Now, in order for me to say that, I have to have this disclaimer that there is a cap on a business center. It's 250 cycles per week. So even though we pay down through unlimited levels, that's why this is not a multi-level, because it pays down through an infinite number of levels. There is a cap on your business center, 250 cycles. Now, again, not to bore you with all the details, I only got about 1 minute left here. A cycle is $54. It's 900 business volume, and you can earn up to 250 of those per week. That's $13,500 per week. Multiply that by 52, that's $700,000. That's the cap, but that's why we can pay down through infinity, because we have that cap. It's necessary to keep the company whole. Now, there are many people in Isagenix who have achieved that cap. It's not some pie in the sky thing that cannot be achieved. It's just like John Machete was saying at the beginning of our call, it's a reflection of how many people you've helped. That's what's exciting. This last slide right here is a value of a cycle. Again, it's 900 volume, 300 on one side, 600 on the other side. We'll go into details later with you individually, but it's pretty simple once you understand it. You can earn multiple cycles per week, per day, per hour. But you kind of look at this scale here and you determine, okay, what's my number? What do I need to pay off that cell phone bill? What do I need to pay off that car bill? What do I need to pay off that house mortgage note? What do I need to pay off my college debt? What do I need to pay off everything? You know, what do I need to be debt free? What are my monthly residual bills and how much do I need to make to be financially free? You pick the number. Now this slide scale only goes to 100. As I said, the cap is 250 per business center. So there's no number you can throw at Isagenix that they won't provide. You just have to do the work. What is the work? It's simply eating phenomenal, nutritious product to give yourself better health. That's what we do. That's what we start with. And then from there, it's sharing. And then from there, if you really want to build a big business, there is coaching and teaching involved. And it is work. This is not some get-rich program. There's going to be good days, bad days, but the choice is now yours. You are where you are in life because of decisions and choices that you've made or that you've allowed other people to make for you. The person who invited you to hear Joanie today and myself has basically given you the opportunity to make a choice that can literally not only change your life, but change the path of your future generations. You can create a legacy, as many people have, including the McLeod family. They're changing their future. I mean, literally, their grandchildren, their great-grandchildren will have a completely different life than they would have had because of what they did in Isagenix. And that same thing can be said about you if you're willing to do the work like they did. This is no respect of persons. And so here we go. If not Isagenix, then what? And if not now, then when? We look for people that are open and people that the timing is right and they're open. That's it. And so those are the two things we're looking for. If you're open and the timing's right, just get back with the person who invites you. If for some reason one of those two categories don't fit you, still become a customer. Because once you become a customer, you literally lock in your position in that person's right or left team. And then a year or two or three or four, whenever you decide that you are going to build this as a business, as long as you stay active, and that's very simple to do. There's an annual membership fee. You just stay active. When you do decide, when the timing is right, when you are open, you will have a business more than likely that's already growing and ready for you. So once again, I want to thank Joanie for being our guest tonight. We are thinking about next year changing the Monday night Zoom call to 8:30 p.m. Eastern. I'd like your feedback on that. If that time slot fits you better than the 9 p.m. Eastern, please let us know, and we'll make that announcement going into next year. But it's a privilege to host the Cepeda Monday Night Call. Thank you for being here. Give it a person to invite you. Come join us. There's room for everybody on this train. We are headed for being set free and helping others do the same. God bless y'all. Good night.
Thank you, Chuck.
Thank you, Joanie. Great job as always.
Awesome job, Chuck. Awesome job, Joanie.
Thank you, Chuck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joanie.